I'm Larry Yeager, authorized representative for JG Lubricant Services. Today we're going to show you how to pull an oil sample out of a Class 8 semi-tractor. When you bought your oil sample kit, you'll find a plastic bottle the oil sample will go in. You'll find a coil of plastic tubing that will go down in the dipstick tube area to retrieve the oil sample. You'll find a component registration form, a label that will go on your oil sample bottle, and some mailing labels to send in your oil sample. You'll find a padded mailer that you use to send the oil sample in. And you'll find a set of instructions that walks you through the oil sample process as well as filling out the paperwork that's required. You'll need a vacuum pump to pull the oil sample. If you don't have one, they're available from JG Lubricant Services. We suggest that you keep a clean towel or rag handy, and I recommend you use nitrile or latex gloves to protect your hands from the used oil. The first thing the instructions tell us to do is to warm the engine up for 10 or 15 minutes. We've already done it on this tractor, so we'll just go ahead and start by pulling the dipstick out. Now we use the dipstick to identify how long our piece of plastic tubing needs to be. So we'll lay it out here. And I'm going to add about an extra foot to that. I'm going to cut that off. Insert the sample tube into the brass knob on the vacuum pump until it extends about a ½ inch into the cavity where the bottle screws onto. Tighten the knob up. Remove the lid from the sample bottle. Screw the bottle onto the vacuum pump. Get it snug. Now we're ready to insert this down in the dipstick tube. I'm going to push it down into the dipstick tube as far as I can go, or until it stops. I'm going to pull it out about that same distance that I left that extra foot for. That puts the end of the oil sample tube in that same area as your dipstick would be. And we start pulling. Here comes the oil. You'll notice that the bottle has two lines on it that divides the bottle into thirds. And we want to get that oil sample right up to that second line. So we have about 2/3 of an oil sample, enough for the lab to do a thorough analysis. We're at that point right now, so I'm going to release this brass knob, slip the sample tube out, I'm going to carefully unscrew the bottle and put the lid back on. Make sure it's tight. We're going to use our rag. If there was any oil that got up into the cavity of the pump, we'll clean that out so it doesn't contaminate the next sample. Then follow your direction sheet, fill out the component registration form, fill out the label, attach it to the bottle, identify which of these 4 labs are closest to your geographical location, put that mailing label onto the mailer, put your component registration form and bottle in the mailer, and make sure that your return address is in the upper left-hand corner. Drop it in the mail and wait for your results. I'd like to add, if you're a fleet operator and have multiple tractors, you can save more money on your oil analysis by buying the sample bottles and the tubing in bulk quantities. For more information, you can go to jglubricantservices.com. Thank you.